we've been talking during the break about the various opportunities that are available if you want to volunteer at the hospital. Becky, would you go ahead and you were talking about how they've got, you do a great job, by the way. I want to just stop and say you do a marvelous job of when someone comes in to apply to be a volunteer, it's not just what nook or cranny can we fill or do we need filled, it's what's the best match for that particular person, what are their interests, so that we don't have a big turnover of volunteers. I've been seeing the same volunteers for years. They just love it. And I think they've gone from some of those 4-hour windows to many-hour windows. So
we've got some volunteers that give us over 100 hours a month, and that's huge.
Yeah.
And it's about finding the right fit and finding your engagement in the community, finding your significance in service. And that's what we want to do is find that passion and lock into it and get you engaged at our hospital, because we have so many different opportunities for our volunteers to get engaged, from community service projects that we have going on, special events that might be going on, such as the health fair, or maybe something is going on with the schools at the David's Trail, just a variety of special events that come up, the Men's Health Forum that's coming up, Women's Day. Just we get you engaged and find where your passion is, and especially at the 4 community houses, wonderful education houses that, of course, we have staff coordinators there, but then we have volunteers that help them get the work done at those houses. And so getting engaged and finding that significance in service is what is important to us.
We've got 3 wonderful volunteers you've sent us that help out in administration, and from a marketing aspect, we could never get the volume done if it were not for the volunteers. I mean, we're sending out newsletters that have to be copied, folded, and distributed. We have invitations that have to have labels, they have to be stuffed, and I mean, there's just a variety of clerical office duties that we've got in that particular area that, these are folks that have got background, they know exactly what to do, very little instruction, and we give them a project and we can move on to other things and just kind of keep the whole thing moving, and it's just marvelous. So.
And some of the things we're celebrating with our volunteers are their accomplishments that they've had over the past year. Just recently, we just came back yesterday from a district meeting, which is there 7 districts?
So there's 7 hospitals
in our district,
and then 7 districts. Yes.
We just won an award there for community service.
Congratulations!
Yes,
that's wonderful.
And what we did, how we won that award, one of the things we did at the bargain box was, at the Flippin' Bargain Box, we provided gift certificates to the Christmas Wish program this past year, and people can come in and fill some of the needs that they have at our bargain boxes. We have wonderful, wonderful community that have donated wonderful merchandise, gently used items that they're just making a difference in people's lives. One of the things that we helped just recently is a young man in Flippin was ready to go to a prom, and they helped him get outfitted for prom. Another gentleman came in and had a business meeting he was going to go to, and they helped him get ready for a business meeting at really, really reasonable prices. And it helps the hospital as well. So we're making a difference in the community as well as helping our hospital financially.
Right.
Well, one of the things, too, I think was a fantastic PR thing. I happened to be in Flippin, and Connie and Hal are our volunteer managers over there. And we were getting ready to close, and a gentleman and his wife came in, and he had a military uniform. And he said, do you all have anything that you can press this? He said, I want to go to the military bowl in Branson. And he said, the cleaners was going to cost me, I don't know, I think it was like $25 or $30 to press it. And Connie said, sure. And she turned around and she said, Carolyn, you know how to work that steamer, don't you? And I said, yeah. We steamed the man's uniform. And, of course, Connie didn't charge him anything, which I don't know if he could have afforded it anyway. But those are just little things that they do at the different bargain boxes that do help the community that nobody really knows about. Yeah. So it's good for the community.
And our volunteer organization, Donna, is as good as its leadership. And Becky just has superlative leadership.
I couldn't agree with you more, Paul.
And does a superb job. And I want to remind people that there's over 50 jobs at the hospital you can volunteer at. If you get an assignment that is not really your cup of tea, go to Becky and she'll find one that you do enjoy.
Right.
So Becky will make suggestions where we need people, but if you get there and you don't like it, over 50 positions you're going to find someplace that's
just a great
that's
match.
amenable to you, that you agree with.
Yeah.
And we work with your schedule. We have some volunteers that do work a full-time job and they have families and they're wanting to volunteer, so we try to get them connected where it's going to fit into their schedule in an afternoon or evening or weekend shifts. And you know, you're talking about me and I appreciate it. I'll pay you later. But I think it's our staff. When people come in, they've either had a family member that has been in the hospital or they've been in the hospital and they want to give back. They received great care, wonderful quality care, and they want to be part of that organization. And when they find out they can volunteer, they want to give back and be part of it because of what they received at our hospital.
And Donna, if you'd have told me 25 years ago that when you retire, you'll volunteer 25 hours a week, I would have laughed at you. But occasionally I'll go to the hospital and I'll be a little gloomy. But when I leave after my 4-hour shift, I've got a smile on my face and a skip in my step because I've helped other people. And how therapeutic, people don't realize how therapeutic it is for the volunteer to be able to help
It heals
other
your
people.
heart every day.
Absolutely.
It surely does.
And you really bond with people. They're your family. Because a lot of us are down here that do not have any relatives. You know, our kids are scattered throughout, our siblings are not down here. And some of your closest friends, your closest friendships, the one that you go to when you have a problem or when you need somebody to talk to, is a volunteer. And it's somebody that you met
your volunteer
during
family.
volunteering. Yeah. So it's very therapeutic for us as volunteers. As well as hopefully we're doing something for the community and for the hospital. Because I think we have the greatest hospital, and I'm from the medical field. I'm from from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where they have, colleges and all up there. And I will hold our hospital up against any of them.
You betcha. I absolutely could not agree more. We are the gem in the Ozarks. We are just the diamond in the rough, so to speak. And we've got it all the technology. We've got more technology than many of the big city hospitals. And something came up the other day that really, I just had not thought of. It was one of those, I could have had a V8 type thing. That a lot of times with the big city hospitals, yes, they may have a physician that is world-renowned for a particular specialty, but when it comes to you having the surgery for that specialty, you are not probably going to get that surgeon. You're probably going to get, it's a teaching hospital, you're going to get a resident that's going to be performing it. And I just never thought of that, I guess, before.
Yeah, that's right.
And we absolutely have the best physicians here. They have chosen to come here. They want a safe place to raise their family. They want a community that cares, and you all see it every day. We have a community that absolutely we are so blessed to be a part of, not just Baxter County, but Marion County and all the other 12 counties that we have the privilege to serve. Everybody gives back. So.
And that's the blessing. Something else that our volunteers are involved with are state projects, because we belong to the Arkansas Hospital Auxiliary Association, and they have some state projects that we are involved in as well. And I'm going to let Paul talk a little bit about them, and we'll jump in and help Paul because he's new to this. So.
3 major projects: Alzheimer's disease, and we all know the effects of Alzheimer's not only on the patient but on the support staff. And we have packets. The Mruk Family Education Center has comprised a packet that can be received there, can be received in Becky's office and the volunteer office, and just some vital and extremely useful information on a family that's struggling with that disease.
And you also have a support group over there for
support group that meets also at the center. And I've just heard raves on it. That it's extremely useful.
And continues to grow.
And the caregiver is given information that can help them assist the patient. And we have a help program that gives emergency service personnel important information about persons involved in an accident. It's a device children can wear it on their helmet, their bicycle helmet. Adults can wear it on their helmet. And if they should be involved in an accident, the first responder or the person treating that person will see this, look inside the helmet, which will contain vital medical information, their name, their address,
Excellent.
and any information that they may need for first responders to alert first responders. So that's a helmet emergency labeling program.
That's a great program, because when you run out that door and jump on your bike or whatever, you don't have any identification with you usually. Maybe a set of keys, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, this started out because Arkansas was the #1 helmetless ATV accidents, if that's the way you want to say it. And then we just expanded it to include skateboards, bicycles, motorcycles, whatever. But it's a program that I'm very proud that we do, but not that many people know about it, and would really like to get the word out for that.
Right,
Sure.
and I know that you're working in conjunction with our trauma department, because they're doing the same as far as not with that particular program, but trying to get the word out with, they see the results of no helmets coming through the door almost on a daily basis this time of year.
Sure.
So.
And to segue into that, the Medical Alert program, 1 out of every 5 people have a hidden medical problem that should have it on their necklace or should have it on a bracelet of some sort, where first responders can see what medical conditions you suffer from, and of course then they will treat you accordingly. So the Medical Alert is a vital program.
And that's the Medical Alert is the only organization that and I know I'm going to say this wrong, but the Association for Emergency Room Doctors recognize and will call. I wear one. Mine is mainly because I have a DNR order. So you don't just have to have an allergy to have a Medical Alert bracelet. You can put on it whatever you want to, and the people in the emergency room then can call, and you can pick up those forms at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Because the auxiliary gets credit for everybody we sign up. We get money back that we in turn can put in our coffers to in turn put into the foundation and the hospital, so it not only helps the individual, it helps the hospital.
That's a great idea.
And ladies can wear decorative
this
bracelets
is
also.
that's
So
This is one with Swarovski crystals.
Sure.
That's great.
You get your first one free.
And I'd
when you
never
sign up.
thought of that for Do Not Resuscitate orders. That would be great, because once again, it may be on your license if you're donating organs or it's a Do Not Resuscitate, but once again, if you flip a car, I'm thinking worst case scenario kind of thing, and you're lying there and unconscious or whatever.
The purse flies out the window.
Yeah. So, but usually your bracelet will be right there with you.
Yep.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, we have their bracelets, there are dog tags now that they've done for kids. They're even for little children. They have little tube things that they put on their sneakers.
Oh, okay, on their shoelaces.
Yeah.
That's
and
a
they have,
great idea.
They have sneakers, I think now that are just for Medical Alert too. So there's a lot of different. It's not the old-fashioned
Red, white,
Yeah.
But at the volunteer office, you can receive information on all 3 of these programs, or any of the houses.
Or the health
have
fair.
information. Or the health fair
health
coming
fair.
up. They
Wonderful.
can get information on this.
Wonderful. So they can come into the volunteer office, which is located inside the hospital. How can they reach you by phone?
508-1064 or on the web, baxterregional.org. And remember, it's our 50th anniversary at the Bargain Box, and we're going to have a celebration June the 1st, and we'll get more information out about that.
Wonderful. We'll come
Bring
back.
your donations
Okay. Will you come back on the show and talk to us more about the June 1st celebration?
Would love to.
We would love to have you back then. And we just want to do, since it will segue right into the health fair, don't forget that's coming up April 24th and 25th at the fairgrounds. Doors open at 7:30 a.m. We could not do it without the volunteers. They will be parking cars helping us serve lunch to those vendors that are there. They'll be helping register if you're coming in to get your cholesterol checked or your blood sugar, your blood pressure. Be sure and thank a volunteer. They'll be in their yellow shirts. We call them the Yellow Shirt Army, and we're sure glad that you joined us today. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you.
for inviting us.
And we will see you again next week on BRMC's Healthy Connections. Thanks for joining us.